So, you're probably thinking, that's a pretty weird title for a video. And you know what? I have to agree. When you think about it, if you were to go to a concert, pay $100, $125, whatever, and the singer spent the entire time sitting on a stool, you'd feel a little sad, maybe even a little ripped off. And yet, that is exactly what is happening with Phil Collins these days. Due to advanced age, he just can't perform standing up anymore. It's a tough reality that we all have to come to grips with someday. Getting old means you can't do the same things you used to do. Fans, apparently, well, they just don't care that Phil is resting on his keister. They have been showing up in droves, perhaps realizing that there may not be many more chances to see this legend perform live. And Loaf is doing the same thing, except he's even taking the concept one step further. He's not even going to sing on his upcoming tour. Instead, he will narrate stories from his life, vignettes, perhaps from an armchair, and American Idol contestant Caleb Johnson will be on hand to sing the classics from his Bat Out of Hell albums. So this takes us to Steve, who just recently showed up on American Idol to cheer on a contestant who was singing, what a surprise, Don't Stop Believin'. Many of his fans are asking Steve, who has suffered for decades from a degenerative bone disease, to do the same thing as Phil and Meat. Come back, hit the stage. Maybe it's a more intimate venue, but take a chair. We don't care. You are Steve the Voice Perry, after all. But we've got to remember, this is a person who was taught the value of hard work. He was on a farm with his grandfather. The guy built chicken coops, for heck's sake. You've got to think that Steve isn't going to want to sit down while the rest of the band remains on their feet. My guess is that he's just not wired that way. And if you think about what has transpired over the last couple of decades, I think Steve has made it abundantly clear that he prefers not to have his legacy tarnished in any way. There was a vitality to his time with Journey that it's never going to be replicated. Ever. I think Steve realizes this, and although some think that this is Steve turning his back on his fans, it really isn't. I liken the situation more to a star athlete who realizes that he can just no longer compete the same way he once did. More than anything else, he needs his fans to realize that he can't do the amazing things, and sometimes even the relatively ordinary things that he once did. Whether we're talking about Steve or anyone else in that situation, what they need is our unconditional acceptance. All right, you guys know the drill. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I truly love to read your comments and learn more from each one of you. I'd also love a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. But most importantly, and as always, thanks so much for watching.